Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Boozy Botanical podcast.
Hi.
I'm Angelique.
And I'm Holly.
And we are back for another Boozy Tuesday. Hello. We're excited to be here. And to start us off, Holly, what are you drinking?
Okay, so today I'm drinking Liquid IV. We're bringing it back. Sorry to disappoint. There's no alcohol.
A-okay. I need to buy more. That's what I would be drinking right now if I had it.
Totally. And, one exciting thing, though, I finally tried the watermelon flavor that I told you guys about.
Oh,
and that's what I'm drinking right now. Dude, I think it's my new favorite.
Stop it. Over passion fruit and strawberry.
And guava.
And guava!
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So I did a splurge and I ordered a pack of guava and a pack of watermelon. But the crazy thing was how I first tried watermelon was there was a little sample pack at Walmart of all places. So I was like, I've never put something in my cart so fast. It was like $6.
Right.
And so good. So then I went and I ordered a whole pack.
Good. Did you get it directly through Liquid IV?
Yeah. Because Costco, I know we talked about how you can buy
they only have limited flavors.
Yeah, and I didn't like the orange one. The next one I'll have to try is like the sleepy time one, but
you tried the orange. Was it the tangerine one? It wasn't good.
It was okay.
Oh, that's so lame. I think I sent you something like, look. Sorry, does Tyson like it at least?
I don't think he tried it because they were doing samples and I was like, sample. And I'm like, thank God.
Oh, good. You didn't have to buy it.
Yes.
Oh, good. You didn't waste like $30 or anything.
Exactly.
Good.
But what are you drinking?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I am drinking more skinny margarita. It hits, guys. Let me tell you. We recorded earlier and I was like, Holly, I need to lay down for a little bit before we record again. I am not well. So I'm also have some handy dandy Dasani. Don't tell Josh. He's a water snob and would kill me. So gotta do what you gotta do. The movie theater only sells Dasani. I can't help it if they don't have Fiji or Evian or whatever else. Crystal Geyser. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Voss or like, what's that other one? It's like Korea.
Oh,
with the orange writing.
Yes. Yeah.
That one's good. But yeah. So I'm just drinking water to stay alive. So
you just have to like pace yourself a little bit, it's okay.
Yeah. You guys, it's been a long day. So
and we're not above slurring our words on this podcast, but at a certain point, we just have to we gotta breathe back.
We want you to enjoy the podcast as much as we are. So we'd like to be able to speak English as we do it.
I know. They're like, what is this? What are they even talking about?
What's happening? But yes, it is. It's good. I'm well. I'm excited. I'm really excited because I didn't have work today, guys. So I just want to tell you really quick, Holly, today was a lovely creative day because I always love going to my voice lesson with my coach Patty. She's wonderful. She's helping me getting into auditions and stuff and building up my confidence in my voice and everything, which is really nice. So I started my day with Patty, and then you and I got to finally see you again. You and I had an episode, and then we're having this episode. And then I'm gonna freaking lay down and watch TV, and I'm so excited because I feel like it doesn't happen all the time to just sit on the sofa, do nothing. I will be folding undies, but that's a joy in my life, so it's okay.
Are you a folder? Do you like folding laundry?
So if I had to choose between washing the laundry and folding it, I think I'd rather fold. But I'm not really much of a folder.
See, we could be roommates because I love washing, but I don't want to fold.
I hate separating them into piles. It drives me crazy.
I know.
So Holly, oh my God, that would be amazing. So, okay, I need to specify. We don't fold a lot of things in my house because Josh and I both hang up all of our shirts.
Nice.
Unless it's he has workout shirts that he just rolls up, and I find those fun to roll up. So those are easy. And then I have some shirts that if they're not meant to be hung, they kind of just get squished into my thing. So they don't need a lot of work. I don't really fold well. And besides that, I just like fold some pants. So pretty much there's not much folding being had. I think folding would get annoying for me.
Yes.
But
like condo, like
yeah, like Josh is good. He usually like he's you in the relationship. He'll wash the laundry and then I'll count how many because he has so many shirts. So I will count how many he has. I'll grab hangers and then as I'm watching TV, I hook them up. I like hang them up and then I put them in a pile and then I give them to him. But when we were in Brazil, my aunt has a housekeeper that comes in and does like once a week or something. She comes, she cleans, she even does laundry. And we were staying with her back in 2018. And we came home from like being out and about. The housekeeper did mine and Josh's laundry. We didn't expect her to, but we had undies in the load. And like it was really cute because she made these cute little pockets of like folded undies for Josh.
That's so
and
cute.
even for my little thongs, they were really cute. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Oh my God, Holly, this
wants to know.
changed my life.
Oh my God, I need to know this.
Oh my God, for Tyson, like you will love. It saves so much space. It looks cute. Josh loves it. So since 2018, this is how we fold our undies. And I have a lot of fun. Like I do it while I watch movies because I really like it. I like it for the boys. I think thongs are harder, but I'll show you.
Thongs are harder. Okay.
Okay, hold down the fort. Do some stand up. I'll be right back.
Okay, I don't know how good of stand up I am, but I will say my grandma loves to fold laundry. So when she visited us this last time, she was folding laundry and I had like this bathing suit and she held it up. She goes, "Ooh, these are some sexy panties." And I'm like, Grandma, those are just bikini bottoms. But yeah, so it's definitely so funny because she legitimately loves folding laundry and we'll have like this pile of laundry and she's like, "Give it to me, I will fold." And she's watching her programs, as we say. It's the cutest thing. I was telling them about my Mexican grandma who loves folding laundry.
Oh, cute. That's what they're there for. Low key.
It's like the grandma who just rolls tamales. She was
literally. Well, I'm glad you held down the fort. We just did laundry, so I don't have any undies to show you guys. Josh has more undies than I do. So like he had some ready to go. So I'm going to show you the final product and then I'll show you how it's done. Okay.
Okay.
They're like cute little pockets. It's like this. Hold on. So look, see, it's like this.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
These are his boxer briefs. Aren't they cute?
So cute. Are those tacos?
They're actually potato. Oh no, they're nuggets. I always think they're potatoes. It says
Stefania Erectica.
It's Josh's Stefania Erectica undies. It says nugs and kisses. It's from Me Undies. You should sponsor us because I only wear you guys. So anybody who's watching, I highly recommend. I'm gonna give you a quick sample. Okay, Holly?
Okay.
So if you just did laundry and you got your undies like this, right? I told him, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I need to borrow something from your closet." He's like, "Okay." So, okay, balls in the front. There we go. So you see, here they are. So then, sorry if you guys can't hear me while I'm balancing the microphone between my thighs.
I can hear you. It's okay.
Take with that what you will. So you go like this. You connect end to end. So get it? Now it's like this.
Okay.
So you guys, I'm going to I don't know how to explain this on.
So she folded them in half.
In half, but like
straight in half, like long ways.
Long ways, yes. And then do one more.
Okay. So one more.
So now it's like in 4 folds, whatever, you get it. And then I put it flat, but I take this first part and I bring it, the bottom of the undies, not where the elastic at the top is, fold that over. And then I bring, so yeah, hold on. I usually do it flat. Do that and then do it a second time. See how I did it a second time?
Yep.
And then, oh my God, did I forget how to do it? Hold on, I'm getting nervous because I have an audience. Okay, I cannot mess this up.
Nobody's here.
Well, here we go. I don't do a full fold. So I do the first fold and then I start to bring it over, but then I bring down the elastic.
So I think I see what you're doing. Yes.
You bring down the elastic and then the top elastic bit. Mm-hmm. You pull that up like a tamale and then see how I brought it over?
Yes, that is so
Boom.
smart.
And then you put them in your dresser like boop 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 boop. So they're
Oh
just
my
in a line, and it's
gosh.
great for travel too.
Totally. That is so
Yeah,
cute.
highly recommend, guys.
Good job.
We're a plant podcast in case you forgot. So but I love it. And with thongs or with girl underwear, just like regular like boyfriend undie, whatever you want, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a little smaller. You have less to work with. And then
Right.
with thongs, you just take the wings and it just fold it until you have like one little strip, and then you just roll that up and then just tuck it in. So you can figure it out. It's not that hard.
It's gonna be like tiny.
Oh no, they're literally 1 inch by 1 inch. By the time I'm done with it,
You could lose those.
you can. I have. But it saves so much space. Sometimes I
That's
get
so cool.
impatient, so I don't do mine, but his are fun. I find it very therapeutic. So.
Nice. It's like the oddly satisfying videos where it's just like, yeah, I could just imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So do you have any fun updates for
Oh
us?
my God, because that wasn't what it was, huh? So I have 2 quick updates for you guys. Last week's episode was all about going to Hawaii and stuff. And so I got back from Hawaii. A few days later was my friend Hayla's birthday, which you know Hayla from ASU, correct?
Girl.
Shout out Hayla. I actually met her, another one I met in London, but we both happened to be from Tucson. It was a whole
So
thing.
cool.
She turned 28 and she invited me. Her mom got us tickets to an event called Disco Oasis. It was crazy. It's like rollerblading, and you dress like you're from the 70s and everything. It's a whole thing.
I saw your stories. It looked like so much fun.
Yeah, I did. I have more stuff to post that I didn't get a chance to because I was trying to save my battery.
Yeah.
But it was in a botanical garden.
What? No
So
way.
Holly, the whole concept was, what if music grew like plants, like grew in a garden? What would it be like? Oh
Excuse
my
me.
God. Yeah. I took some videos to share with you. So all of their art installations, it was like, imagine like something disco themed or 70s themed with like flowers or plants coming out of it.
Oh my
So
goodness.
this was a photo op that we had, and it's a big disco ball, like triple our size, with flowers and succulents flowing out of it.
That is so cute.
Isn't that amazing? And this took place, oh shoot, I can't take my phone off airplane mode because Wi-Fi problems, but it was at this
Okay.
beautiful garden that I will shout out later, but it's in Palos Verdes, California.
Mm.
It's something Botanic Garden is what it's called. And they had these crazy neon art installations, and there was one, well, there's this one. They did a whole saguaro cactus that made it look like disco ball.
Oh, that's stunning.
Yeah. And then they had one, so a little installation that said, there was like a little like planting corner that said groove, like this.
Oh,
It was really
so
cute.
fun.
But the coolest part is they had a huge, like bigger than life record player going.
Whoa.
But it says here, how would a garden watered by, oh, that's what it was. How would a garden watered by music grow? That's the concept.
That is
And
so
it's so if you look behind this picture of Hayla, there's like a big thing of plants in the background. It's a circle, and it's supposed to be a record on a record player, like a vinyl, and it's spinning, and there's succulents growing out of it.
How cute.
And they're real. Like a lot of their like art installations had fake plants, but that actual bit was real succulents. It was very cool.
Nice.
So shout out to that. I can't skate for the life of me, and it was extremely embarrassing. And I did 2 rounds, and then I left. I was like, I'm gonna go eat food and cry, because they had walkers for those that were not able-bodied, and I fell with a walker almost 3 times.
Were you okay?
My knee is cut up. Like, it was not good. And the thing is, it's so LA to have an event like this, and everybody knows how to do it.
I know.
That honestly, like, nobody sucked but me.
Like, I didn't get the memo. You have to be good. Okay, but here's a question. Did they let you have like rollerblades? Because those are easier than skates, you know?
Oh no, yeah, it was rollerblades. Is that the ones with the big circles?
No, that's skates. Rollerblades are like the straight line, like with like 4.
Oh no, these all had wheels on them with the little stopper on the front.
Yeah, so those are skates. So rollerblades are like inline skates or whatever. I don't know. Those are so much easier to me, I think.
See, no one told me that. I don't know if that was even an option.
Probably
They
not, because like the aesthetic now, ever since thank you TikTok, everyone's into like roller skating with the 4 wheels with the little stopper.
Yeah, it's
So
in
that's
again.
yes.
Well, like there were literal roller skating. This is roller, is it roller skating then? Not blading.
Yeah, I think it's
Roller
roller skating.
skating groups that they're like on roller blading teams.
Damn.
There was like 6 of them that were arm in arm doing moves, holding hands, and I'm like doing the center splits unintentionally.
Oh no.
And like when I fell, so did the walker. You know, like Holly, it was so
Are they gonna help
embarrassing.
you?
It,
Of course not,
there
right?
was like one or being like, "Babe, are you okay, babe?" Like one girl, and like I was like, "I'm fine." Like I'm trying to like be positive. I was like, "I'm okay. Like it doesn't even hurt." And they're like, "You can do it, babe. Just get up and try again."
You're like holding back tears.
Oh my, literally. And like the thing is, it's like like, you know, LA, everyone's so gorgeous. Everyone's so good at things like rollerblading that like it was just so overwhelming. Like I was like, it's one like I'm inching along and people are going, Vero, you know, when like you're on the highway and motorcycles are going really fast and you
Yes.
feel the car shake. I was the car and I was shaking.
Oh.
Like honestly, I think no shade to anyone that was good and could actually do it well, but I think that almost made it harder because I would feel like I was getting my footing and then I would feel like a gust of wind past me or like
Oh, I see.
someone starts spinning and it would make me nervous. So I did 2 loops and then I was like, this is not worth it to me. Like this is fun, but I didn't pay for the ticket, so I'm not feeling bad about myself. There's a free arcade. I'm gonna go play video games.
There you go.
And it was really cool. There was a dance floor, 2 food trucks. They had tons of photo ops and like iPads set up for contactless photo booth sort of things. That was really cool. And Halo was holding my phone, and of course I lost her in the ring because she knew how to skate.
Really?
So yeah, so I asked the front desk for a piece of paper and a pen, and I left a note in her shoe saying, "Feet cramped, gone to get food. Bye."
And that's old school too, having to write notes and like not having a phone.
It's very, very on brand. She had my phone in her fanny pack, so there you go.
Oh my god, that is. But you know what? That's hilarious and a little embarrassing, but it was a good experience.
Oh yeah, it was totally fun. Like I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let myself feel shame. I'm just gonna leave, and like it's fine. Like she had other friends that were there and I didn't want her to think that like she needed to be with me. And it was cool because she did her own thing. I did my own thing. I got to go to the dance floor. I had a great time. I was like solo partying and it was fun.
You were vibing just with yourself.
Yes. But something that I mentioned on last week's episode is that I wasn't able to find an anthurium that I liked in Hawaii.
Right.
So I got the itch when I got home and I started Facebook marketplacing as Angelique does. And I found a little baby anthurium regal. I don't know if it's considered a rehab. It's pretty crispy, but like I bought the picture the woman put, but it's very well rooted and very juicy white roots is the thing. So I'll show you in a second. But the so the main leaf that was on it is very crispy. Like there's like less than half of it left. That's how I bought it. And then the second leaf, when she posted her ad, the leaf hadn't opened yet. But by the time I bought it, it was open, and the tip of that one is crispy. So I trimmed it, and then it got crispy again. So we'll just see what happens. I'm not going to keep trimming it. But this is it, and it has I think a baby will be coming out soon, so it looks like it's doing well.
So that leaf looks really good.
Yeah, that's the new leaf. So it's just this little tip. See that? It's not bad at all. This is the original leaf. But this original leaf that's kind of crisped up. It's the part of it that's healthy is so bumpy and firm. Like it's so satisfying to touch. I love. And then you can see here. See, like, look at this base. That's like a root at the very top. See that right there? And then look at all that.
Ooh, it's almost ready for a bigger pot.
I mean, it's literally in like a cup that the dentist gives you to spit into. So like
aeroid collectors love to plant things in clear cups, and they get like what are those tools that it burns little holes at the bottom? So you know you're getting it from a real collector if it's
I'm
in
like,
a clear
she
cup.
didn't give me a hole though.
Oh, really?
That's
Oh.
and that's another reason why I want to get it out of here too. Like the moss is all green from airflow issues.
Mhm.
But like, what is this tool? Because I've been using knives.
Oh, like a rotary tool or something? I forget, but yeah.
I need that because for my Starbucks cups,
Exactly, and
I
that's
just
what
stab.
people do. Oh, yeah, no, you need one of those boop, boop, boop. And it basically melts it into, like, a little hole.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
don't want like so okay, so why do they like plastic so much? Is so they can keep track of the roots?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
like what if you want it to be something pretty?
I
Do they
know.
rot? Do they rot easily? Like should I be concerned?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I think I would definitely upgrade the size and then get it with a drainage hole.
But you think I should keep it in
And
plastic?
I think so. Well, it's because it's easy to see what's going on with the roots and like, but I mean, it's up to you. You know, I do think with the regal or regales, they really do like a bunch of humidity, or
Mm.
so I'm told they're a little bit more finicky. So maybe it would benefit from a Starbucks cup with a hole in it.
Okay, so
Or
maybe
multiple holes.
so I can always just so you think that I should keep it in plastic and then cash pot if I want it in something cute, pretty
I would
much.
for now. Yeah,
Until it's older, like more established.
I think so.
Because it's a baby. She imported it from abroad last summer. And I
Okay.
think
So
I
at
think
least
it's like
it's
I don't know
been
if it was a
here.
yeah, I don't know if it was a seedling or not, but it's a tiny little thing.
It's a cutie.
I really like it. It's tiny though. You never know what you're gonna get on Facebook because everything looks big, but I'm like, this has to be small
Mhm.
because I only paid 40.
That's really good.
I thought so too. There was a guy selling one in Glendale that was like the one leaf was like 12 inches tall
Oh, Jesus.
and it was
Really?
100 and I wanted it so badly, but I was like, where the
Mm.
hell do I put it? I was like, maybe I should have a
Well,
smaller one and watch it grow.
that's always a good option. I love
Yeah.
watching things grow. Like if I'm like, okay, I don't need a giant plant of that. I love getting small plants and like letting them grow, you
Letting
know?
them do their thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I will upgrade it to maybe a grande or a tall
That's
Starbucks
right.
cup. I have one waiting that I've been like hoarding plastic.
There you go.
I am the landfill. It's me.
Nice.
What are you gonna do? Okay, so what's
Yeah.
your update, Holly? I believe you have a show and tell, don't you?
I do. I have a show and tell. So 1 second. Okay, so
I'm so excited.
I know. So if you guys remember, Angelique and I got these albos from Lacey.
Shout out
She
Lacey. Hi.
Yes, hey girl.
Yeah, plant
So
mommy her sometime.
yes,
Hmm.
absolutely.
We'll talk.
So we got our albos at the same time. Mine had a leaf and it was a cutting. So that leaf browned off. I ended up cutting it and then I was left with a stump. So what was interesting about this little stump was when we were moving, it started to bud and a new leaf was emerging, but there was still no roots. And I was like, oh
Uh,
no. So then the leaf
is that a
came
bad
out.
sign?
Well, I was just a little worried. I'm like, you don't have any roots, bro. How are you gonna keep this leaf going? You know?
Oh, right. Okay.
But then when we settled into the house, I got my grow tent up and running. I put it in there, and then it started to put out a little root. And I was two
Before
roots.
mine did. You had roots before I did.
And the
Yeah.
little leaf had really nice looking variegation. But I want to show you the newest leaf.
Oh my god, you got another leaf? Is it still in the Ziploc bag?
It is.
Oh
Can you guys
my
see it?
god. It is the cutest little patootie.
Isn't it?
Is that the same Ziploc you've had it in all along?
Yes.
That's amazing.
But it's just
Holly,
really,
bigger than I expected.
I know. So this was the first leaf, which is
Pretty
like,
big.
it looks pretty nice, I'd say. And then this
Yeah.
one, it's still unfurling a little bit, but it's bigger than the other one. And then, sorry about
Beautiful
the crunchy sound.
variegation.
But
No
I was really
ASMR.
pleased with the variegation. Let me take this out so you can see the little root.
You guys, this is so. Oh my god! Look at that. Were
Yes.
you
And it has another
shocked?
one in here too.
Oh my god! Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so I might even like chop it like in the middle, whoop, since this has like roots, you know. But
Is there a
I'm really
node right
happy.
there?
Yes,
There has to be.
yeah, right there.
That was a good cutting, Holly. I didn't realize it had 2 nodes on it.
Yeah, I really didn't notice either.
Amazing.
Sorry, it's so It's a little blown out, but there you go.
That
You
is
can see it.
beautiful. Holly,
I'm
wow.
really, really excited. So,
There's hope for us.
exactly.
I feel like the listeners have really been on this elbow journey with us.
No,
It's
it's
isn't
so
it? Were
true.
you I know you've rooted elbows before. I haven't until now. Is it crazy to you how dark the roots are? I was terrified they were rot.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I think when it like is exposed to air, that's when it gets dark. So like it like
Okay, because I was getting nervous.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
I was like, if it's dark but there's fuzzies around it, it can't be rot. That's what I told myself. Mine,
No, yeah, you're good.
I'm hoping in the next couple weeks I'll have a leaf update for you guys because my little guy just keeps pushing through. I looked at it today and I saw like a big flush of white coming out, and I was like,
That's exciting.
and the roots are long, Holly. Like I think I need to upgrade cups because I think I need something wider because it's my I never lost my leaf, so it's a very top heavy cutting.
Well, and I was going to say, it seems like your cutting has been working on roots versus where mine has been working on some roots, but mostly leaves, you know?
It's very interesting because I was convinced I was going to lose the leaf. And it was weird because the leaf, you can see it in the picture on our recipe post that we used for it a few weeks ago. It has like a burn spot, which it didn't have when I bought it. It developed that in my greenhouse.
Interesting.
And I was like, I thought that meant the leaf was dying and I was going to lose it. And then nothing else has happened.
Wow.
Really weird. I'm just like, do your thing,
crazy.
I guess.
Oh
Yeah, but I'm really excited.
I'm really
for
excited. I know. And I have one other tiny little update.
Tell us.
It's my birthday in a couple days. So when you guys listen
that's right.
it's probably past my birthday, but
yes, it'll be 5 days past.
Okay, cool. So I'm already 29. But Tyson is taking me to Disney tomorrow.
Stop it.
I'm so excited, dude. So we're going.
What? You're going tomorrow to Disney?
Well, we're driving down to Orlando and we are checking into a hotel. And then the next day, or so that night, I think we're going to have dinner at Disney Springs, which for my West Coast friends, that's basically Disney Walk, but it's, Orlando's version of Disney Walk. But it's huge, dude. It's so cool.
That's so cool.
So I think we're going to do that. And then the next morning, we go to Disney. And then, so I'm really
Have you been to Disney World?
I have, but I've only been to Epcot and Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
So so we're going to Magic Kingdom, which is basically their version of Disneyland.
That is so exciting! Don't forget to download the app. Download the app for fast passes.
Yes. And we have our little bracelet thing, which is only like a Disney World thing. So
cool. Oh, is that like a pass of some sort?
It's like basically instead of scanning your phone, you can scan your bracelet.
Oh, cool. I've only done Universal Orlando. I've never done Disney in Orlando.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, when you come visit me, maybe we can go.
Oh my God, I love that.
So much fun.
And guys, I mean, Holly does a lot for the planty community. So if you know what's best for you, you should give her something. I'm just kidding, but not kidding. Send her love and well wishes. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just had to share. It's not really that important, but I'm just so excited. I had to talk about it. So.
No, that's amazing. I knew you were going to Orlando, but I didn't know you were going to Disney. Was that a surprise?
Kind of. I was like, babe, since it's my last birthday in my 20s, I want to go to Disneyland to celebrate my youth. He's like, okay. And then one day I was doing some work and he comes in and he's like, so I got our Disney tickets. I'm like,
oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. By the way, Holly, before we move on to the plant puppy of the week, did we ever give an on-air thank you to Cameron for our little gifts that he sent us?
Dude, no, but we absolutely need to. Cameron! Thank you, dude.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe you developed these products first of all because they're beautiful and amazing. And I just feel so honored that you sent us those. You didn't have to do that.
It was really nice. So for those of you guys that are confused, at Market Botany, aka Cameron. He runs this entire shop. He also sells live plants as well. I believe out of Florida. He's one of your neighbors.
Right.
And he was a plant poppy about a month ago. And after we shouted him out, he was really kind and allowed us to try. Well, did he send us the same thing? He sent me the leaf shine spray.
Yeah, so he sent me the prop drops.
And ooh, how did you like them? Let's talk about it really quick because I got the other one.
Yeah. They're so good. So I'm gonna be testing them out, and yeah, I can't wait though. It's so good.
Is that supposed to inspire root growth?
I think
kind of like Super Thrive.
I believe so. Yeah. So
okay.
I'm very excited. What I'm gonna try too is even like, we'll get into the episode more, but with like,
oh my God, yeah,
prop boxes and things like that, I'm going to I think do a few drops. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be really
very
good.
cool. Let me know because I'm going to have to order some.
Yes.
Well, a very smart man, Cameron, sending us different things so we can talk about all of it. So I believe it's called the Leaf Shine Spray. I'd have to double check. But by the way, packaged everything so cute. Gave us a card.
Oh, sweet.
I love that. So the Leaf Shine Spray has worked wonders for me because I'm notorious for not dusting off my plants. And for anyone that follows me on Instagram, you might have seen the spider fiasco.
Yes.
Oh my God. I was trying to do a review video. I was trying to be an influencer for once and it failed because I was cleaning off one of my Monstera, the cutting that I saved from the debacle in December, the whole thing. So I have an extra Monstera and it was very dusty. So I'm trying to show Josh is recording. He's not happy to be there, but it's fine. I'm trying to dust. And then my hand touches something sticky, guys. And I'm like, what? I was like, that's weird. And then I noticed the leaf is curled in. Monstera leaves aren't supposed to curl in, guys. They just get floppy if they're thirsty. There's a freaking spider the size of Canada inside of my leaf.
Was it a
it was huge. No, thank God. But it was gray. It was like beige.
But it was big. It was a big boy.
It was beefy. And Holly, I know that webs are supposed to be sticky, but it was thick. I really had to pull it off. Oh my God. It was so traumatic. Josh had to take it outside. It was like an entire thing. He literally made a home and it's near a window. So I'm thinking it got in somehow. But it's a window that we don't. That's what I touched was a sticky web. So it was web, spider, leaf. He built a wall. He walled up my Monstera.
How dare he?
I
paid you rent.
Literally, is living for free. If this is a flat Monstera leaf, my hand, it was literally like this. And I was like, why is it curled in like that? And it was because his web made the leaf bend. It was taut. Oh my God. And so as I was trying to review the Market Botany spray, that's when I discovered it and I was like, ah! So yeah, that happened. I never finished the review video, but I said thank you. So
forget it. Okay, thank you, Market Botany. The end.
Yeah, God. But you guys follow Cameron at Market Botany on Instagram as well as TikTok. He's very active on both. The shop is amazing. He's always getting out orders and it's just
his
so
TikTok,
wonderful.
You guys, his TikTok is so good. And he's like our Plant Poppy 2.0 today. We just love you that much, Cameron. We can't help it.
See, guys, this is what happens when you send us presents.
Also, okay, speaking of other...
I'm kidding.
We're just joking, but it is my birthday. No, I'm just kidding. Birthdays, though, dude. Today is Brandon's birthday.
Oh my God, that's right. So, okay, guys, when you listen to this, it will have been a week ago. Yes. But today it is literally your birthday. Happy birthday, Brandon.
Happy birthday. We love you so much.
Our podcast cousin.
That's right.
And one of our first shout outs ever.
I know. He's been with us from the beginning. So
I know. This is a Plant Poppy extravaganza today.
Okay, should we get to our actual Plant Poppy for today?
He's probably feeling so left out.
He's like, what the fuck? I don't even get my own. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry about it.
Sorry.
Please, Holly, go ahead and take the reins on this one.
Okay, so today our plant papi is Miguel from Miggy's Greenhouse. Hey, hey.
Yes, and that is Miggy's Greenhouse as at MIGGYSGREENHUHAUS. Sorry, the fun way to write house.
Yeah,
Yeah, fancy house over here.
Yeah. He is so amazing. He has a beautiful plant collection. And one thing that I really thought was so cool is that he loves plants and being on plant Instagram for the community of it. So I just think that's so pure and amazing. He also has a really cool Hoya eye, right?
Oh my God. Okay, Miguel, I gotta tell you. So literally, I was lurking you because I wanted to. Like I wanted to. I was in it, and I'm really getting into Hoya, and so I kept seeing your collection. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I literally sent Holly your Hoya Waieti. I was like, look at this, the one that you found in Santa Cruz, if I'm not mistaken. It was so cool.
Yes.
And I saw that a year ago, just before COVID hit, he was in Phoenix, Holly, went to Pueblo. Are you familiar?
Yeah, I am. That is so cool.
Yeah. So he had some posts highlighting that. I just thought that was really cool and like connection.
Hell
He
yes.
also has, so I was checking out your main account as well, which if you guys want to follow, it is at Soy Miguel with 4 Y's, if I'm not mistaken. And then come to find out you have a bird flock account. Looks like you've got some chickens hanging about in your backyard.
Miguel, I'm going to have to reach out to you because I think we're going to get some chickens. So I'm going to need some advice. So yeah, that's so cool.
So you guys can learn all about his little babies at Backyard Flock Adventures on Instagram. So that's a really fun and unexpected account that we stumbled upon. That's really cool.
I love it. So you guys should definitely follow Miguel. Oh,
yes,
go ahead.
No, you're good. Based in California as well. So shout out West Coast.
Hell yeah. My heart is still on the West Coast. So
good. Always, forever.
Yep. West Coast.
Man, Holly, I'm excited for this episode. What are we talking about today?
I'm excited too. Okay, today we are talking all things propagation. And we've never done an episode where we talk all things propagation,
Formal. We've talked about propping a lot, but casually.
Yeah. So today it's formal.
It's official, guys.
Right. It's what do they call that? Like a black and white suit and tie. What do they call that theme? It's like I don't know.
A black tie, like it's a black tie affair, right?
Like black tie. Please. Don't listen to me. I'm not even drinking.
Of course, it's like male geared. The title, right?
Of course, not like
it's not like ball gown night.
Yeah. Heels night.
Yeah, it's heels and ties, guys. Heels and ties would have been so cute.
Heels and ties.
See, that includes everybody. Whatever. So, guys, I'm excited for this episode because as we have learned over the years, there's so many ways to root things, but there's cause and effect to how you root things in different ways.
There sure is.
So the first off, Holly.
Yeah, so I kind of broken off into like the basics, and then we'll get into more like fancy, I guess you could say. But of course, we all know water propagation. And if you happen to be listening to this and you've never tried to propagate your plants, this is definitely like the best easy go-to because it's, very easy. Everyone has glass vessels and water. And it's really fun because you can literally watch your plants grow roots. One thing that I think is important to mention with water propagations is really depending on like any plant you are using, when you do the cut, when you cut to propagate, I would let it callus for at least an hour because with water propagation, you can get rot. So that is just something to keep in mind. And the other thing too is when you root things in water, they're going to grow what is called water roots. Mm-hmm. So when you transfer it to soil, you're going to want to keep, or leca, but actually no, this makes more sense with soil. So if you transfer it to soil, you're going to need to keep the soil a little bit more wet while it grows its soil roots because it can be a little bit of a shock. And I've done this too, where I'm like, yay, it has roots. And then I put it in soil and it dies. So
Yep. I'm actually worried about this because you know how you gave me a few Raven ZZ cuttings?
uh-huh.
One of them rooted very well. And yesterday, oh, that's what I was going to say about Cameron's shout out. I used the spray on my Raven ZZ that was hella dusty. And it was really fun to see because like you really saw the leaf shine after that because it was black. So
Nice.
shout out there, works great on ZZ's.
Hell yeah.
But I was like, oh, you know what? While I'm here watering it, let me add this cutting that's rooted very well. But now I'm nervous because it's like, oh, I don't want to overwater a ZZ as a whole. Like most of it is used to being in soil, but one of it's not.
Right.
So I may just water that corner a little bit extra.
You can totally do that with like those little like squeezy bottle things where it like, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
So legit squeezy bottle things. Anyways,
The squeezy bottle things, Angelique, on Amazon.
it has a little nozzle and you just kind of squeeze it. People use it for like succulents and stuff to like water localized things and like
okay, cool.
things like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, because it's a ZZ, I wouldn't worry too much because they already make such thick roots. I feel like that's mainly happened to me with like peperomia, begonia, things like that. It's like paper thin roots.
Right.
So,
yes. How do you feel about hoyas transferring to soil? Because I'm going through that currently. I'm about to put a lot of hoyas into soil from water.
Yeah, I think as long as you have a decent amount of roots, because hoyas don't need to have so many roots before you put them into soil, but I do think like probably that much roots, and then keep it fairly moist.
Inches.
Yeah, but again, they are hoyas, so you could try to just like up the humidity or something like that. And then they should do fine. Yeah.
Awesome. Because I'm going to do that Hoya variety mix that I told you about.
Yes. Keep us
excited. Cool.
So,
is there, go ahead.
No, you.
So going off of water props, is there anything that you have tried to prop in water that you realize just really don't like being in water? Does that make sense? I don't think I said that well, but
totally. No, it definitely makes sense. I think I've tried just about everything minus like cactus in water.
Okay.
But nothing has really. The only thing that I preferred a soil propagation over water were these Echeveria tops. So basically I did two ways. I set one in water and then the other one right onto soil. And the one in soil was like much easier. And then like obviously because it's in soil and it was nice and plump. And if you tugged it, it had, it wouldn't move. But then the one in water, it took a little bit more time. So that's probably the only thing I would do is like, I wouldn't propagate succulents in water now that I know that you just throw them in dirt and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
What about, but remember you gave me a cutting, was it a nanook? Or no, it was something different. It had like, it was, right? And you said put it directly in soil. It hates water.
Oh, yes. See,
I learned it died.
Because yes, with that, it's because the water roots on that thing are so brittle that it's almost impossible to do the transition. So
it's not going to take it well. I guess if any of you ever do that with like a nanook or something and you do it in water, maybe go to perlite next. Maybe like gradually build to soil if that's the case.
And that brings us to my favorite way. Is
Holly, tell them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just love this so much because I really feel like if you're not going to propagate in leca, which I don't use leca, perlite is a great way because they sort of make it produces more of like soil roots, if that makes sense. Because when you guys try this, you'll see the roots just like, they just spread out and they're
blow up.
And they're much more substantial. Like it's like they're already grabbing onto, the little particles, the little perlite. Exactly, the little puffies. So they're already grabbing onto it. And I think it's perfect. Now, I personally don't think I would root something in pumice because perlite is a lot fluffier. So if you need to uproot it and check on the roots, it's going to be a lot easier. So Anyways,
Hmm.
specifically for Hoyas, I love rooting in perlite because the roots are very brittle, and then you will have some of the perlite sticking to the new roots, but it can just go in soil. Like it's a soil additive, so it's
Anyway,
literally perfect. Yeah.
right.
Um, so the methods that you can use this, or how you can use perlite, is like you can put a plastic bag and spray some water, or like I'll just pour some water in, and then you stick your cutting in and you zip the bag up and open it like once a day for like a few minutes. That's a very easy way. Just kind of set it and forget it. And sometimes if you forget to open the bag, that's okay too. The other way you can do the perlite propagation is in a vessel. And I
I do
prefer
this,
with
yeah.
holes. Yeah, I prefer with holes at the bottom, but you can also do it like if you can see the layers, like you have perlite and then the roots are like up here and then the water's down here. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. That
yeah.
that reminds me of what I tried a few months ago with my elbow. I ended up switching to fully perlite, but someone had recommended this to me and I see the merit behind it. Like I could see it working. You get a plastic cup, like a Starbucks cup, definitely put your holes or whatever. I think with this method, you don't need holes, but I always put a hole if I can. They did a layer of leca at the bottom and then topped it with perlite. And you keep your plant in the perlite section, but the water is in the leca section. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Create like a little like evaporation system sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought
That's
that
pretty
was really
cool.
cool. I think it was a hard test to do with an elbow that wasn't rooting. I
Right.
think I would try that with a Hoya or something else, but that's something people can try. I guess if you don't want to put holes or if you can't put holes,
Yeah.
that's you can create a reservoir that way. Maybe using leca at the base because it's just leca and then keeping your plant above that so you can keep track of things. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's like it's really nice because perlite is very cheap and we don't really.
Super.
Yeah, and if you guys have listened to our soil episodes, we're not really fans of perlite in the soil, but for
Because they get
propagation,
gross.
yeah, for propagation though, hell yeah, it's my favorite.
It's very I really liked it because I was kind of nervous to use it. You remember, and I talked about this on the pod. I think it's because I was using it on a hard plant, is what it
Mhm.
was. But I I've had my first major success with perlite with the philodendron pink princess cutting you gave me. I lost the big leaf you gave me, but then I was
Mm,
like, oh my god, now I just have a little mini chunk, like a little stub. What am I gonna do? But it had a node, so I put it in a little snack bag of Ziploc, and then I put
yes,
perlite in it. I what I did was kind of what you said. I pour water in it, and then I dump most of it out just so it's saturated, and I have a little bit in there. And you guys, I think literally within 3 days, I had roots. And
that is
I had been
awesome.
trying to root that PPP for like 2 months,
Yeah,
not in a bag. So that was really exciting.
that's
So
so exciting. And also, I will say, like, you know, with how much I believe in perlite, when I got my wish list Hoya, the variegated Bella, it was a cutting. It was a $90 cutting, and I put it in perlite. I'm
wow,
like, this is my go-to method. I'm like, I'm not gonna
you
put it in
swear
anything
by
else.
it.
Yeah, and
It's
it's been
really
great.
good. I feel like most plants enjoy it. I'm rooting an Adansonii in it, a Peru, which they're in the same cup. So I don't know which one rooted, but I'm pretty sure it's the Adansonii. Your Raven ZZ, the other cutting, has been rooting
Yeah.
in perlite. I kept it the way you gave it to me. Tons of things. Again, the pepperoni, the the PPP. I'm like the Porky Pig. I feel like generally it works really well because I agree with you. I don't like it much in soil. I prefer pumice, and I
Yeah.
don't obviously I don't like breathing it in. Like be careful when you're using perlite. It's kind
Yes.
of toxic-ish, but
Try to keep it moist because that'll keep the dust down.
down. Yeah. So be careful about breathing it. I mean, you guys, we all have masks now. So you can just wear a mask while you
Yeah,
work with your perlite.
that's
But
right.
it's
95,
it's
baby.
wonderful. Yeah. And with the Ziploc method that Holly was mentioning, what I did with my philodendron pink princess, I just left a little bit of it cracked open. So it was
Mhm.
still creating like a little mini greenhouse in it, and it had a little bit of air. So if you're someone that forgets to air things out, like me,
That's
that
right.
helps too.
So another part of the show and tell. This is basically now the
Oh, you're
leaves
out.
are
Yeah.
kind of outgrown it, but I'll show you guys my elbow again for those watching on YouTube. Um, and I'm sorry, I know it's crinkly sounds. This is how I had it most of the time. So you guys can kind of see it's
Wow.
like there's
I
a little
remember a tiny
opening, you know what
crack.
I mean? Yeah.
Mhm.
But now I think I'm just gonna like let it almost sort of sit in the bag as like a pot, if you will. So I'm gonna have it sit like
Ah,
this because it already has leaves and it's already like getting a little bumped. So yeah, if that makes sense.
that makes a lot of sense. It's like now it's like a bag pot, if you will.
Yeah, a soft
Yeah.
pot. Um, but going into spag moss, now this is an interesting
Yeah, I got things to
thing
say.
because, okay, sphagnum moss is definitely effective with rooting and creating humidity. So a lot of times what I like to do with my more finicky aeroids is I like to have a layer of sphagnum moss on the top of the
Same.
soil because it really does create more humidity. But even though it's very effective with rooting, like you will see roots right away, the roots really just attach themselves and it could cause breakage, especially in Hoyas. Like I've had
Mhm.
plants where they have these huge established roots and then it rips. So what I
Yeah.
do now with the remaining things that I've had rooting in sphagnum is I do my best to pull off large chunks, but I give up at a certain point and I will pot it with a lot of moss and I just make sure that the potting medium is very chunky. Does that make
That
sense?
makes that makes sense. Like it'll be like a root ball of spag moss, and then around it is your potting medium.
Yes. I mean, I
That makes sense.
try to take away as much excess moss as I can, but
Yeah.
it's like, what's worse? Like, I don't know.
And spraying it down is hard too because spag moss really attaches. It just
Yeah.
gets wet. It's funny you bring this up because a few days ago I finally up potted the silver sword cutting you gave me. You know how you gave me a chunk with that was like had like one leaf on it. She
Yes.
has like 7 leaves now, probably at least.
Dude,
I had to stake it. I had to give it a stick
that's
because it was getting so heavy.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Ah,
But the pot that I bought for my patat last week,
yes.
it came with the 5.5 inch one as well. So I used that for the
Did
silver
you?
sword, and I was really torn. I was like, man, do I keep it in sphagnum moss or do I switch to soil? And I know it can do well in soil, and I think you have yours in soil, right? Your
Mhm.
big one.
Uh-huh.
But I saw online that it can live on just moss forever. So I'm giving it a chance because I was nervous because I was worried because it had spots on one leaf. I don't know if you saw my story. I found out that it's not going to kill the plant. It's Chloe, our plant mommy from a few weeks actually filled me in on what it is. It's I don't know
Is
if
it
you
extra
saw.
floral nectaries?
She called it. Oh, here we go. It's oh no. Oh, sorry. One second. I was looking at the wrong account. It wasn't that, I don't think. It was here we go. She said what I was dealing with is called edema. Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
I
she said it
think
looks
that's
like the
when
leaf took up too much water and the cells burst.
yes, I've heard of
So
that too. You know
I
what's
was like, thank
interesting
God.
though? Yeah, what's interesting is how you said that you're keeping it in moss. One thing that I've done with the anthurium is used or made what they call dirty moss. And it's sphagnum
Ooh.
moss with a little bit of soil, worm castings, and pumice. You can do bark and stuff too.
Oh,
So
cool. So you're kind of
that's what
getting
I've
it
done
used to
too.
soil.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll do that because right now, because it's what you said, I took it out of the thing that it was in. And because I had it in a ceramic pot without a hole, and it was just getting
Yeah.
very crowded in there. And when I took it out, even though it was covered in moss, I could see that it was circling the pot. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
"Ugh."
and also it's gonna need some sort of food, because moss is a sterile medium, so it's gonna
Right.
need either you can water with fertilizer or the dirty moss trick kinda helps too.
I gave it a few drops of organic fertilizer. So
Yay, perfect.
hopefully that helps, but I did solely moss, and I've never done that before. My only other pot that has that is the Hoya you gave me in the very beautiful ceramic with orange on it. Do you know which plant I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
have you have that fully in spag, so I've left that alone, but everything
Mhm.
else, anything that's in spag now, I have rooting in like a plastic cup, but everything else is
Yeah,
soil. So I'm kind of treating it as an experiment to see how I like it. If it keeps putting out leaves, I'm gonna assume it's fine.
yeah.
But I
That's
I think the
good.
drain Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but I agree with you. Like spag moss is really difficult to like clean off for
Yes.
sure. And
Now,
that's put me off a little bit.
it's so true. It's good for like a prop box. Now, I will say that's
Yeah.
what saved my Gloriosum was a prop box with
Yes.
sphagnum. But the other thing that people use sphagnum for are air layering. Now, I think I've seen people
Yes.
use soil for air layering too, where basically what
Interesting.
air layering is you traditionally take sphagnum moss, you wrap it around a node, and then you have like a plastic bag and then you tie it off. So what it's doing is rooting before you actually cut. So it's a really like it's like an insurance thing with your plant that you won't cut
Especially
it.
elbows.
Exactly. And any type
Mhm.
of like rare plant that have larger inner nodes where you can, do that. But you just have to think about like, oh, now you're gonna have to remove the moss from
The
the
good
root.
the good thing though about doing that with monstera roots is at least they're juicy. I feel like they're easy to see what you're doing.
Yes.
It's kind of hard. Like with Hoya, like you said, there's like such tiny roots. I feel like that's really difficult because they blend in.
Totally. Now, the
Yeah.
cool thing about propagating Hoyas, if we want to go into that for the last few minutes,
Please, yes.
I used to think that Hoyas were scary to propagate because as a newbie, we're always shown philodendron nodes, pothos nodes that are so
Mhm.
visible and clear. It's like cut underneath the node and stick it in water. So you
Right.
just know what to do. And then when you see Hoyas, you're like, wait, do they even have nodes? And the answer is yes, they do. You'll see tiny little bumps. But the thing that's not really, at least what I didn't hear a lot of and isn't really talked about a lot, is how you can essentially cut anywhere along a Hoya stem and it'll root.
Mhm.
Like that's why they are so easy to root. And I'm always like, why are people saying it's easy? Like I can't see the nodes. But it's because like you can just stick them in water, stick them in perlite, and
They
they're
root
really
well in water.
they do. They definitely
Yeah.
do. So yeah, that's what I love so much about Hoyas. You can just literally cut along the stem. And yeah, like I said, it can be confusing as a beginner, but as long as it is um calloused over before you stick it in your medium,
Mhm.
especially with water, then usually like I haven't had too many issues rooting any Hoyas, even like more finicky Hoyas.
I feel like too, they're a great so for those of you listening, they're a great plant to trade with because,
Totally.
if especially if you're trading with strangers and you're not like it seems like they're gonna give you a small cutting and you're not really sure, like it can feel kind of daunting, like how much do I give them? But and like, oh my God, I don't want to sacrifice this leaf, but the node happens to be right there or whatever, like on a lot of philos and
Exactly.
pothos. But with Hoya, you can give them a three leaf cutting and no one can complain because it's going to root anywhere. So
And
it's
it
like,
ships
yeah,
very well because the leaves are typically more succulent. So as long as
yeah,
you water your plant the day before you take a cutting, or if you're a good plant trader and you actually root the cutting, but let's just say you're taking a fresh cutting, as long as that leaf is already plump, it'll last like probably about a week at worst in the mail. Um,
yeah.
you don't want to do that. You want to ship priority, but it'll be totally
Brought
fine.
to you by USPS.
Yeah. It'll be totally fine though. Versus like you never know with like let's just say you are mailing a melanochrysum,
Hmm.
even in 3 days in the mail, sometimes it can come in with yellow leaves and then the person's pissed off and you're just like,
Right.
oh God.
The whole
But
thing.
but with Hoyas, they're just like, we're good. We'll get in water eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Like we'll get there, guys. Literally
Mhm.
how every succulent in my garden is doing because it's been a mess out there, guys. It's just kind of like we'll get water when we get water, I
When
guess.
it rains in Los Angeles,
At
which is never.
one point. So yes, guys, in conclusion, I would say those are our main go-tos for propagating.
Yep.
Obviously with like succulents and cacti, you can do the traditional. I like to keep the top of the soil moist and just lay it on there and let nature take its course. That's the only other type of propping I feel like we didn't talk about, but that's
I
very
think so.
specific to those. That's very specific to those plants.
Totally. There's
Yeah.
also interesting ways where people like, I forget what it's called, but they'll like do little cuts. I think Chloe does this when she's
Mm.
I think that's to stimulate maybe new growth. So maybe that's not propagating.
I but it's like a sort of it's like growth manipulation, kind of.
Yeah. So
Not in a
maybe
mean way, but like we should find out about that because that stuff I'm really curious about because I don't understand it. But it's kind of
yeah.
like, isn't that kind of what people do to fiddly figs as well to make them top
Mhm.
heavy?
Yeah, to make them
I don't
branch out
understand.
more. It's kind of like
Right.
tricking your plant because, like, okay, so if you take a cutting, um, usually it'll put out a new stem right where you took the cutting. So I think if you're doing little cuts, it's tricking the plant into thinking that it's cut there. So then it sends out more growth, but then you still have a thicker plant without having to cut it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a little sneaky for sure.
Sneaky, sneaky. But yes, this was, I hope, very informational for everybody. Maybe you
I
learned
hope
something
so.
new and you get to listen to us. So
And if nothing else, it's Holly's birthday, guys. So
wish me happy birthday because I need to feel love. No, I'm just kidding.
seriously, guys. Seriously. Well, Holly, where can the people find you?
So you guys can find me at Concrete Botanical _ on Instagram, at Concrete Botanical on TikTok, and then I have a Instagram account and TikTok for my shop, which is just Shop Concrete Botanical. And then, of course, we have concretebotanical.com where you can buy all the things.
Awesome. And you guys catch me at Sucka for Plantas with 2 C's. And you can catch my other podcast at So I Got Fired. And then if you want all things boozy, it's at Boozy Botanical Podcast on Instagram. We drop new episodes every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube for all your video content.
Woo woo.
And you can also leave us an email at boozybotanicalpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions or things that you'd like to share. And we read our DMs. So send us things.
Yes. And please give us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined. We would really, really appreciate it. And it definitely
helps us.
It helps us a lot.
Awesome.
Well, cool.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
And on that note,
wonderful. Cheers.